Have you ever found yourself dozing off in your favorite chair in the middle of the afternoon, only to wake up feeling groggy or even a little guilty? Maybe you've wondered, is this normal? Should I be napping at my age? Well, you're not alone. Many of us over 70 enjoy a little daytime rest. After all, we've earned it. But here's the thing. While a short nap can be refreshing, too much daytime sleep might actually be doing more harm than good. That's why today we're going to talk about something important. Is sleeping during the day after 70 dangerous? And more importantly, what are the health risks you should be aware of? Because when it comes to our well-being, knowledge is power. The better we understand how our bodies change as we age, the smarter choices we can make to stay healthy and vibrant. Now, I'm not here to scare you. Napping isn't always bad. In fact, a quick 20-minute rest can be just what you need to recharge. But if you're spending hours asleep during the day or struggling to stay awake, it might be time to take a closer look. So, let's go over 6 key health risks linked to too much daytime sleep, starting with the first one, disrupted nighttime sleep. You see, our bodies love routine. When we're younger, we might be able to nap and still sleep soundly at night, but as we age, our sleep patterns become more delicate. If you're napping too long or too late in the day, it can throw off your internal clock, making it harder to fall asleep or stay asleep when it really counts. And let's be honest, there's nothing worse than lying awake at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering why you're not tired. But it's not just about feeling restless. Poor nighttime sleep can lead to bigger problems, like fatigue, irritability, and even trouble concentrating. And if this cycle continues, it can start affecting your overall health. So, what's the solution? If you do nap, try to keep it short, around 20 to 30 minutes, and aim to do it earlier in the afternoon before 3 p.m. That way, you'll still get the benefits of rest without stealing from your nighttime sleep. Now, the second risk is one you might not expect: an increased chance of heart problems. Studies have shown that excessive daytime sleepiness in older adults can sometimes be linked to cardiovascular issues. Why? Well, long or frequent naps might be a sign of poor quality sleep at night, and poor sleep has been connected to higher blood pressure, inflammation, and even a greater risk of heart disease. Now, don't panic. This doesn't mean every nap is bad for your heart. But if you're constantly feeling like you need to sleep during the day, it could be your body's way of telling you something's not quite right. Maybe your nighttime sleep isn't as deep as it should be, or perhaps there's an underlying issue, like sleep apnea, that's leaving you exhausted. That's why it's always a good idea to talk to your doctor if you're feeling unusually tired. They can help you figure out what's going on and make sure your heart stays as healthy as possible. And that brings us to our third risk, a higher risk of falls and accidents. Now, this one's especially important because as we get older, our balance and reflexes aren't quite what they used to be. Waking up from a deep nap can leave you feeling disoriented or dizzy, and that groggy feeling, sometimes called sleep inertia, can make it easier to stumble or lose your footing. Think about it. If you've ever woken up from a long nap feeling foggy, you know it takes a few minutes to really get your bearings. And in those moments, a simple trip to the bathroom or kitchen can become risky. The last thing any of us want is a fall that could lead to a broken bone or a hospital visit. So, if you do nap, give yourself time to fully wake up before you start moving around. Sit up slowly, take a few deep breaths, and maybe sip some water to help your body adjust. Now, we've covered 3 big risks so far: disrupted nighttime sleep, heart health concerns, and the danger of falls. But there's more to talk about, including how daytime sleep can affect your mood, memory, and even your social life. So let's keep going and explore the next few risks. Because the more you know, the better choices you can make for your health and happiness. You know, one of the things I've noticed over the years is how closely our sleep and our moods are connected. Ever wake up from a long nap feeling worse than you did before? Maybe a little sluggish or even a bit down? That's not just in your head. And that brings us to our fourth health risk of too much daytime sleep, a higher risk of low mood or depression. Now, I'm not saying naps cause depression. It's more complicated than that. But there's a real link between excessive daytime sleep and feeling low. See, when we spend too much time sleeping during the day, we miss out on sunlight, movement, and social interactions, all things that naturally boost our mood. Plus, if poor nighttime sleep is making you nap more, that exhaustion can leave you feeling drained and less motivated to do the things you enjoy. Think about it. When you're tired, do you feel like calling up a friend, going for a walk, or working on a hobby? Probably not. You might just want to curl up on the couch, and over time, that can become a cycle. Less activity leads to worse sleep, which leads to less energy, and so on. So, if you've been feeling a little blue lately, take a look at your sleep habits. Could adjusting your naps or replacing them with a short walk outside help brighten your day? Sometimes small changes make a big difference. Now let's talk about something that's on a lot of our minds as we get older: memory. We all have those "where did I put my keys" moments. But if you've noticed more forgetfulness than usual, your daytime sleep habits might be playing a role. That's because our fifth risk is potential memory and cognitive issues. Research suggests that too much daytime sleepiness in older adults can sometimes be linked to changes in brain health. One theory is that fragmented or poor quality sleep, whether at night or from long naps, might interfere with the brain's ability to clear out waste products that build up during the day. Over time, that could contribute to memory problems, or even a higher risk of conditions like dementia. Now, before you worry, let me be clear: an occasional nap isn't going to hurt your brain. But if you're relying on daytime sleep because you're not resting well at night, or if you're constantly feeling foggy, it's worth paying attention. One way to help your brain stay sharp: keep naps short and sweet, and focus on getting deep, restorative sleep at night. Things like keeping a regular bedtime, avoiding heavy meals late in the evening, and making your bedroom dark and quiet can all help. And finally, let's talk about something we don't always think about when it comes to sleep: how it affects our social life. This is our sixth risk: isolation or reduced engagement. Here's the thing: when we're asleep during the day, we're not just missing out on rest at night, we're missing out on life. Those afternoon hours could be spent chatting with a friend, playing with grandkids, gardening, or enjoying a hobby. And those little moments of connection and activity, they're so important for our happiness and sense of purpose. I'll give you an example. My neighbor Margaret used to nap for hours every afternoon. Over time, she stopped joining her weekly card game because she was always too tired. Then she skipped family calls because she didn't want to be woken up. Before long, she realized she felt lonelier than ever, all because her sleep schedule had taken over. When she cut back on naps and started filling her days with small, joyful activities, everything changed. She had more energy, her mood lifted, and she felt like herself again. Now, I'm not saying you should never nap. Rest is important. But if daytime sleep is keeping you from the people and things you love, it might be time to rethink your routine. Maybe swap one nap a week for a coffee date with a friend, or try a gentle stretch instead of dozing off. Those little choices add up. So we've covered a lot, from mood and memory to staying connected. But there's still more to explore, like how to adjust your sleep habits in a way that works for you. Because here's the good news: you can enjoy restful days and energetic, fulfilling ones. It's all about balance. So let's keep going and talk about some simple, practical ways to make that happen. Now that we've gone through the risks of too much daytime sleep, let's talk about what you can do about it. Because knowledge is only helpful if we put it into action, right? The good news is, small changes can make a big difference in how you feel during the day and how well you sleep at night. First, let's tackle nighttime sleep quality, since that's often the root of daytime tiredness. If you're not sleeping well at night, of course you'll want to nap more. So how can you improve your rest? Start by setting a consistent bedtime. Our bodies love routine, even if we're retired and don't have to wake up early. Try to go to bed and get up around the same time every day, even on weekends. Next, think about your bedtime environment. Is your room dark enough, cool enough, quiet? If streetlights or early sunrise light creep in, blackout curtains can help. A white noise machine or fan can soften outside noises. And if aches and pains keep you up, a mattress topper or different pillow might make all the difference. Little tweaks can lead to deeper, more refreshing sleep. Now, what if you do need a nap? That's perfectly okay. The key is to nap smart. Keep it short, 20 to 30 minutes max, so you don't fall into deep sleep and wake up groggy. Set an alarm if you have to, and try to nap earlier in the afternoon, before 3 p.m., so it doesn't steal from your nighttime sleep. Think of it as a quick recharge, not a full hibernation. Another great way to boost daytime energy? Move your body. I know, when you're tired, exercise might be the last thing you feel like doing, but even a short walk around the block or some gentle stretching can work wonders. Physical activity helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle, strengthens your heart, and lifts your mood. You don't need to run a marathon, just find ways to stay active that feel good to you. And don't forget hydration and nutrition. Sometimes, that mid-afternoon slump isn't about needing sleep, it's about needing water or a healthy snack. Dehydration can make you feel exhausted, so keep a glass of water nearby and sip throughout the day. And if you're craving a nap after lunch, try eating lighter meals with protein and veggies instead of heavy, carb-filled dishes that can drag you down. Lastly, stay engaged. When we have things to look forward to, a phone call with a loved one, a hobby, even a daily crossword, we're less likely to doze off out of boredom. Social connections and mental stimulation are like natural energy boosters. So if you notice you're napping just to pass the time, try replacing one nap a day with something that brings you joy. Now, I want to remind you, this isn't about judging how you rest or making you feel guilty for napping. It's about giving you the information to make choices that help you feel your best. If you love your afternoon catnap and it leaves you refreshed, great. But if you've been feeling off, low energy, forgetful, or just not like yourself, it might be worth looking at your sleep habits. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one small change to try this week. Maybe it's shortening your nap, drinking more water, or adding a 10-minute walk to your day. See how it feels. Your body will tell you what works. And I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed a link between your daytime sleep and how you feel? What tricks help you stay energized? Share your thoughts in the comments. We can all learn from each other. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips on living well at any age. Remember, getting older doesn't mean slowing down. It means learning how to take care of yourself smarter. Here's to more restful nights, vibrant days, and a life full of the things you love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.